Hello, Advent. It was a joy to worship together this Sunday, and I wanted to send out this update because the season of Lent is upon us. This Wednesday, we're going to have our Ash Wednesday service, and then we enter into a time of Lent. And that is a period that is based off the 40 days that Jesus spent in the desert enduring temptation. And so it's a 40-day period of preparation that goes from Ash Wednesday to Easter Sunday. And it's typically a time when we focus on our need for the resurrection, so we focus on our mortality. So Ash Wednesday will be a time when we specifically focus on that, and we receive ashes under the words, from dust you have come, and to dust you shall return. And then the season of Lent is a time when we focus on fasting. So we find something that we are willing to give up for a season, and as with all fasting, we find something that we give up, and in the place of that thing, as we feel our longing for that thing, we use that time to focus on God, and it's a time for us to recenter ourselves away from things in our lives that might distract us from the Lord, to really focus our attention on God. And so it's a time when people fast from things. You can fast from food or certain kinds of drink, which is more traditional, or you can fast from other kinds of things. Some years I've fasted from complaining, or self-justification, or defensiveness, or other things that we feel like might hijack our trust and our hope away from Jesus and into earthly things. And so it's a time to fast. It's also a time of prayer, taking on spiritual disciplines. Starting new spiritual disciplines is also something that people do. And it's a time to focus on almsgiving. So giving as a spiritual discipline, a way to acknowledge our utter dependence on God. So all of these things are things that we do during Lent. And of course, all of it is about preparing our hearts for the good news, the great announcement of the resurrection. I wanted to let you know some specific things coming up and ways that we are going to be observing Lent together this season. Of course, the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday is traditionally called Shrove Tuesday, and this is a time when the traditional way of observing that is to have a pancake feast. And so our family ministry is hosting a Shrove Tuesday Pancake Supper on this Tuesday, March 1st at 6:30 p.m. That's going to be in the fellowship hall at church where we normally meet at Tacoma Park SDA. Christians have traditionally gathered the night before Ash Wednesday to clear out their pantries of anything that they might be giving up for Lent. And so a great way to get rid of fat and sugar and things like that is to make pancakes. And that's where that comes from. So please register online just to let us know how many people to expect. But come one, come all, come hungry. Anybody's welcome to come to that. But if you RSVP, it's helpful for us just to know numbers. So Shrove Tuesday is coming up. Of course, Ash Wednesday, we're going to have the following evening at Tacoma Park SDA at 7:30. We're going to have an Ash Wednesday service, so look forward to that. Another thing that we're doing that's new this year is we have created a funeral pre-planning form. This is an opportunity for you to pre-plan your own funeral service to help your loved ones know what your wishes would be for that service once you pass away. This may sound like a morbid thing to do, but we actually see this as something that we can do as a Lenten discipline as we, in this season, are focusing on our own mortality. And so this is a form that we would love everybody who's a member or regular attender of our parish to fill out. You can do that online. Now, you don't have to fill it out perfectly, and you don't have to complete every aspect of it. But it's an opportunity for us to think through the fact that one day we're all going to pass away, and one day there's going to be a funeral for us. And so if there are certain readings or hymns or things that you would like to indicate, you can go ahead and do that. I know there are a lot of people in our congregation who may not have even done a will yet. But again, this is more than just a logistical need. This is actually a spiritual exercise for us to think about these things and the inevitability of death as a part of our Lenten observance. And so you can find that online. I really encourage you to do that. There's going to be a link actually in this email where you found this video that will take you to that form that you can fill out. And then finally, there's going to be an information session for our refugee ministry. We have a ministry that is an Advent ministry where there are all different ways coming up that you can be able to join in and support the Afghan refugees that have been located to the DC area. And that's a big priority for us right now in terms of our mission. And so there's an information session coming up on Sunday, March 6th, and that's going to be right after the worship service downstairs in one of the classrooms. So wanted you to know about that. And then also coming up, you're going to see a separate email about this. I'm helping to plan in our diocese an event on death and dying, on mortality, and how as Christians we think about mortality, and how that differs from some of the ways that our culture thinks about death and dying. And so you're going to be getting more information about that. It's going to be a Zoom event midweek, so that'll be something that anybody can tune into if you're free. So please stay tuned for that. In all of these ways, I'm looking forward to celebrating this season together, observing this season together, focusing on our need for Jesus together. So hopefully I'll see some of you this week. Until then, I pray that God would bless you. I love you. I'll continue to pray for you, and I'll see you soon.